Hello everyone, my name is Matt and welcome to OCD Victory. In today's video I want to cover briefly the different types of obsessions that people can experience. And to recap real quick, an obsession is simply a thought, an image, an impulse that is unwanted and intrusive in a person's mind that is often accompanied with feelings of anxiety, disgust, and discomfort. So some of the categories that people can experience might include violent obsessions, which is where a person has images that are obviously violent in nature, and these images can be directed towards themselves, strangers, or people they care about. And it's real common actually to have these kind of images towards their children or obviously someone in their family. And these violent images are very uncomfortable and very distressing for people that experience them. The second category I want to talk about are sexual obsessions. And this is when a person or people experience thoughts or images that are sexual in nature that don't align with their true wants. They're very different from sexual fantasies in the sense that the person does not want to experience these thoughts. And these sexual thoughts could include, the idea of cheating on your spouse or having sex with family members or having sex with children, which is often referred to as, pedophilia, OCD. And there's also another kind of subcategory within this category of, having thoughts that are against your sexual orientation, meaning that a person who is heterosexual might experience homosexual obsessions. And a person who's homosexual might experience heterosexual obsessions. And this will lead to doubting one's true sexual identity. And it's important to recognize that with violent and sexual obsessions that these thoughts are ego dystonic, not ego syntonic. And by that I mean that these thoughts do not align with the person's true values, wants, and desires for their life. So they're very different from fantasies in this, and they don't cause the person any pleasure. In fact, people that have the violent and sexual obsessions will almost universally report that these thoughts are disgusting and disturbing to them. The next category I want to talk about are obsessions that involve the fear of saying a horrible word or phrase in public. And these people will have obsessions and worry that they may blurt out profanity or racist language or insults, and they'll have a constant worry and doubt that they're just going to accidentally blurt out and say something. The next type of category is when obsessions take on a religious aspect, and this is often referred to as scrupulosity. And this is when a person has doubts or worries about anything that involves their religion. So they may worry that they're gonna that they may have committed a sin, or that they're gonna be sent to hell, and these thoughts will just flood their mind again and again and again. And the next type of category I want to cover are the contamination obsessions. Now these are obviously these are very well covered by the mass media, and this is probably the most commonly known type of obsessions. And this is when people will have thoughts or worries about contracting a certain illness, and they'll be overly aware of germs and worried that they may have been contaminated or drank something that was contaminated or consumed something that was contaminated. And ultimately, their worry involves them contracting a certain illness. So the next type of category I want to cover are obsessions regarding being the cause of a horrible event. And these types of obsessions are when a person is worried that they may have done something or not have done something that is going to result in something bad happening. An example might be a person may worry that they didn't lock the house, and so that a person might break into their house, or they may have left the stove on, which might result in the house being burnt down, or they may have accidentally hit someone and not known it when they were driving. So that would be what's referred to as hit and run OCD. Another category is obsessions regarding symmetry. And this is when a person experiences obsessions about stuff having to be organized in a certain way. And this is when, the person may worry that the pillows on the bed need to be stacked in a specific order or specific color pattern, or the magazines on the table might need to be in alphabetical order. And there's always almost some type of reason that they believe and they worry that this needs to happen, like I need to have this in order or else this is going to happen. And so often getting to the treatment of that is getting to the cause of why they feel that these items need to be in a specific order. And the last category of obsessions that I want to talk about is the obsession of a fear of losing something valuable. Now, this type of obsession often causes people to hold on to items, material items, that others may seem useless to other people. And people will worry that these items may be valuable and they may need these items one day, and so they'll hold on to them. Well, this can often cause people to have excessive clutter and have a lot of items in their house. And this is often referred to as hoarding. And so, which I'll discuss more in a further video. But these are the major types of categories people with obsessions experience. And a few other obsessions that are kind of newer and kind of coming out with more information on are one is relationship OCD, and the other is existential OCD. And these kind of fall into some of the categories I described above, but I thought I'd talk about them specifically. Relationship OCD is when a person doubts their relationship, in the sense of, they'll have doubts in their mind of, am I really happy in my relationship? Is this relationship the right one for me? And they'll have doubts that just flood their mind on that level, just about that category. Now, existential OCD falls under the category of religious obsessions, but really what it's about is just this whole aspect of worrying about the meaning of life and worrying about why I exist or why people exist in general. And they'll have these obsessions and flood of thoughts that revolve around that topic. So now that I've covered just the types of obsessions, in the next video I'm going to be covering the types of compulsions people experience. And in the future, I'm going to be going into detail more on each one. But feel free to check out my website at www.ocdvictory.com for more information on each of these obsessions, as I've really written out in detail what they are and how they impact people. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.